Moving on to the interpolate method, which does statistical interpolation. We're just going to use a sample data frame here. Works the same way as it does with the series. So interpolate will do some statistical interpolation. So if you don't want to do a constant fill or just the previous or next value, so here by default it will do a linear interpolation. It'll actually assume the points are evenly spaced for the default. You can use a quadratic interpolation. Remember, we talked about this all before. You just set the method parameter to the type of interpolation that you want to do. So here is quadratic. Now, this will actually all the methods use the index except for linear, which is the default. So here they're just going up by 1. And let's say we actually parse this date. We make it into an official date time, and the index column is going to be date like this. So I'm going to put this down here and interpolate. We should get different numbers over here, as you see here, because now it's using the date over here as our is in the index. So it's going to treat like, okay, so what's happening here? What I really want to show is that it's going to treat this jump over here as 3 days now, instead of, or a distance of 3 instead of just 1. Before I was just using the index over here. It wasn't accounting for the date. So all these other methods besides linear will use the index, and in this case it will treat this as a jump of 3 over here instead of just 1 day. So just keep that in mind when you're using interpolate. It does say that over here, in the documentation. It says ignore the index for linear and treat the values as equally spaced. For the other ones, it does not do that. All the other ones do use the index.